Oh, this lighting is horrible. That's a little better. It's a little better. Okay. Good day, guys. I'm hoping that you can hear me on this. It's been a while since I had up my YouTube channel. But I really just wanted to come and do a review on the sacred medicine ceremony that I had done, Kambo. Those are my Kambo gates that I had done. And what Kambo is that you are burned, and then the medicine from the leaf frog is placed on top of the burn. Firstly, I want to say that when I was looking up a lot of Kambo ceremonies, it was interesting because, quite honestly, I didn't see any review of the ceremony by anyone that looks like me. And so I feel very proud to present my experience, because it was beyond my wildest dreams. I had more than a Kambo ceremony done, but I feel like I have such a better understanding now for the medicines. I've had a severe reverence for them for quite some time, but just a deeper understanding of what is happening, right, and what causes the breakthrough, right? What would be termed like a psychedelic breakthrough. But with my Kambo experience, what happened was that I got burned. First time I had 3 gates done, and the poison sat there for quite some time. The shaman set the timer for 14 minutes. I think I made it to about 12, maybe, the first session. And what you feel is an immediate wave of heat, right? An immediate wave of heat come over the body. Then my ears felt like they got super large, like the size of Dumbo. And my heartbeat, you can hear it in your ears. You're really facing your mortality. And then what I felt was, right, the energetic lines that exist within the body, like etheric tubes, right? It was like someone was blasting air through them, like I was being cleared out. Once the poison was removed, you get, kind of loopy. And I remember wanting to sit back, and the shaman was like, no, lean forward, if anything, but ground your feet. And then what you bring up is a yellow substance. Really doesn't matter what you've been eating or drinking all that morning. What you will bring up is a yellow substance. And this, what I've come to realize that the medicines are doing is that they are actually pulling things that you wouldn't realize have an actual like an actual shape, like trauma, shame, fear, guilt, things like that. It's pulling it literally from the tissues, and you're purging it. Literally, you're purging it like vomit. Afterwards, what I noticed, one main difference that I had with the other Kambo ceremonies that I watched, is that most of those people had to lay down. I expected that I was going to just have to take a nap or be extremely tired right after. And mine was the opposite. I actually got boosts of energy right afterwards. With neither ceremony did I have to lay down. But I felt lighter. I don't know, happy, clear-headed, very clear. I think certain realizations just continue to hit me for the rest of the day. But it was definitely a fulfilling experience. My second round of Kambo, the following day, I got 4 more gates burned on. and these gates were larger. And it seemed as though the skin around the first three gates was, I don't know, like tougher. You know what I'm saying? Like these things can take away physical ailments, right? They can, because in the world of shamanism, it's taught that any dis-ease or ailment that we have is actually an affliction of the spirit, right? So um I'm not sure if it was the result of the first combo that my skin was just stronger, but it took quite a bit more to burn my skin for the second round. Those other four gates I actually had to be burned in each twice. So you can I guess take that as a um, and needed to experience, and I'm so glad that I did. Just amazing. The second round, the gates were larger, like I said, and I made it about 6 minutes. And this second round, I really, really faced my mortality because you go through something once, and the mind, the way it works, is kind of expecting that every time should be like that. And the second time, it wasn't the same. I didn't feel the etheric energy or air clearing the tubes. Uh, I felt, hey, greetings. What I felt was um, faint. I began to feel weak, like I was fading away. And there was actually a portion in my in during the ceremony where I said, I'm about to die. Like I've let this man put poison on my burn and I'm about to die. Um, but I'm here. I didn't die. And again, afterwards, I received a boost of energy after bringing up, right, the yellow substance, after clearing more of my energetic field of whatever gunk I was holding on to. I would say that before I left to go do my ceremonies, um, I had a bit of anxiety when it came to certain subjects. I began to review over the past, and my mind would kind of be ruminating on certain things. And I can honestly say that since I've had these ceremonies, it's not like that, especially because of what happened um, with my ayahuasca and my changa ceremony. So I've labeled this Kambo ceremony, but really this was days of ceremony. And the Kambo, I feel like, is done first so that you can begin to purge that stuff out of you. Uh, I should have really brought some tissue because there is literally no way I can take you guys through what happened to me during ayahuasca and changa and not just boohoo cry, because it is so beautiful. But the first night of ayahuasca is another, again, purging substance. Um, I began to purge with changa. Changa is so amazing. Changa, when you it's something that you smoke. It's a smokable ayahuasca, and when you smoke it, there is going to be literal um, a literal breakdown of what you think you're seeing, a breakdown of the senses. It is like traveling faster than light speed, like a tachyon, to wherever the other particles um, of you exist, literally, like instantaneously. It is amazing. So the first night, I'm in the ayahuasca, we're outside by the fire, and I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing myself whizzing through the cosmos, literally whizzing through, traveling through tunnels, moving so fast that the white stars on the side of me seem like blurred white lines. You know what I mean? And I'm twisting and turning. I'm traveling, and then I go into a trance and I begin to speak um, languages. It's amazing to me too, right? There are things that we do here on an earthly level that are very instinctual to our real self, right? Not our residual self, but the real self inside, the one that's like the source that's animating it. And there's a page that I have on my Facebook called the Shaman's Corner, where I was constantly reviewing mudras, because I feel like it's amazing that we have this machine, this body, but we don't really know how to use it. We don't really take time to realize how epic it is. When I cut myself, I don't have to tell my body to clot and begin to heal it. It's doing it on its own. There is a supernatural intelligence that's going on within the mechanism of the body, right? And so one of the healing modalities that I would use when I wanted to learn how to change my energy was mudras. You know what I mean? And it's amazing. I had been taking myself through changa ceremonies. Prior to this, I'd never combined them though. I never had the bravery until I got to the ceremony with the shaman to do the ayahuasca and then the changa. And wow, it's that makes a huge difference. But with changa, when I would do it by myself, at first I couldn't even stay on my feet. It was something I had to do sitting down, because it's like taking an elevator inside of your body that, like literally like the separation of what you feel like is your body, right? And watching the grass outside, what I see is green, or what my eyes in the 3D pick up as green, to begin to grid out and meld out, and then you see how many colors really is involved in this color green that we're seeing. The second night of ayahuasca and changa, this is where my mind ceiling broke, and I experienced the biggest gift ever. I started with the ayahuasca. I began to purge very quickly, very quickly. It seemed like, all the days of the ceremony had now assisted me, right? And I want to pause and say this too. The medicine works, right? But it's not going to do all of the work for you. This is a mental process. This is you working through your heart space. And I will say this, you must be willing to let go. You must be willing to let go. And I wanted to let go. I wanted the real. Like I did all of this because I've been searching so deeply for certain answers, and I got them. So I began purging. Then I went through the rape, or I think it's pronounced hape actually, but spelled like rape. And what this is like a snuff that the shaman will literally blow up your nostrils, and this clears your mind space. What it feels like is like it's melting all of the mental gook that sits there. And he said to me, whatever you bring up must be given back to the earth. And I began to purge again and bring up like this mucus nonstop for quite a few minutes. And then I remember coming back from outside, and the music is going, because you travel on top of music anytime you're doing these medicines. It's very, very helpful. There are, I feel like, spirits in the drums. It's just amazing. And I kind of start going into this step, and he's like, don't let it take you. You must stay in your power. Okay, so And this is where it got more than just amazing. So I hit the changa, and immediately, like I said, the world fractals out, and what you see in front of your face is something completely different. When I opened my eyes, I saw like maybe seven of the shaman, and his energy is waving, and I could see that what we think is solid is not. We're not solid at all. Your cells are constantly moving, right? Regenerating inside of your body. We really are not the way we appear here. And so I closed back my eyes, and at first, I'll be completely honest, you have no control when you hit the changa. And again, it's like the feeling of traveling faster than the speed of light, and you're seeing these different grids and colors and patterns. And my thought at that moment was, oh, this is really uncomfortable. How much longer is this gonna last? How much longer is this gonna last? And at one point, I remember feeling like, oh my God, like you're about to go crazy. And then it was like this sudden switch. And it was like, no, just relax into it. And I'm not sure, like the shaman is a practitioner. He does this a lot. So there had to be something that he saw on the outside of me, because he said to me, stay in it. Don't let it take you. Stay in your power. And I began to hit these mudras instinctively. Again, this is not a space where you're doing anything logically. This is where your higher self, like you're tapping into it. You're literally breaking down the ego mind. It's ego death, because like I say, you have no control over it whatsoever. And I'm just realizing I just need to chill. Like I'm here, I'm in the space that I came for. And then the shaman says, step into your power. And I swear, when he said that, I felt like like this hot dust, right? Hit my face, and I heard it. It was popping. It was like I was cracking my shell. I had on a blanket. The blanket popped. Crack, crack. And I could hear the sparks hitting the wood floor where I was sitting. And what I saw was I entered into this dimension where I am this cosmic rainbow dancing goddess. What I felt right before that, right? I felt myself literally transform from the inside out. It felt like my fingers elongated. They were next to me. This thing doesn't go too far down, but my arm was next to me, right on the floor, and I felt my fingers elongate and kind of begin to tap the floor. I was in this space. I was literally transforming from the inside out. And when I bust through that veil, it was like a cosmic Mardi Gras celebration. And when I was tapping the floor, it's like I was calling all of the creatures of that space. Yo, it was the most beautiful fucking thing I have ever seen in my life. Like, and when I got into that space, it was like the message that I instantaneously got was like, you see, there has never been anything to worry about, ever. And it caused me in trance to do this dance. I was doing this dance and commanding that entire space. And it's like when I got there, it's like everything was like, she's here, she's home. This was the feeling. It was literally the feeling of being like welcomed home. It's the most beautiful thing I have ever experienced. And the gift it gave to me was that at my death, I will not be afraid. I came out of that like, what the fuck is afraid? What is fear even? When you see what you really are, like see it, like experience that space. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. um, I don't have any words to do it justice. I don't. I'm just trying to convey the feeling because I don't have any words for how amazingly beautiful that was and the freedom that it gave to me. Um, what is also really amazing is that once I came out of that trance, I mean, my mind was blown. My mind was blown because, like I said, it was, I literally thought that the shaman blew a hot dust on me. And when I came out of it, I said, "What is that? What is it that you blew on me?" And they were like, "What?" um, but it's like I literally felt myself piercing the veil. Like I said, my shell cracking. Um, the way I popped and crackled. How amazing. Oh my goodness. So, I'm reveling in the experience that I just had. And uh and then he says, "We're going deeper." And I'm like, "There's more?" Right? I just saw myself as this cosmic rainbow dancing goddess. What was interesting is like um shapes, right, that we think like there were frogs, snakes, all types of creatures, but they were cosmic in nature. So not the way we see them here, just flowing rainbow, like psychedelic colors, and the entire thing was in this cosmic Mardi Gras celebration. Seriously, it was like a celebration of me returning home. It was amazing. So what is so amazing about the medicine changa, right, is that, okay, so I prep myself. And again, right, I would say the thing that I'm definitely learning about these medicines is don't go into it thinking that it's going to be the way it was last time at all. And so I hit the changa again, and the realm that I go to is completely different than the first one. What? How? This is amazing. This time when I close my eyes, what I'm seeing is golds and purples, blues, and it's almost like a melting clockworks, right? It's showing me the way everything moves and meshes into itself, the way everything is connected. And then it's like I see myself standing in front of this huge purple and blue planet. And it's like I go into this tunnel, kind of, right? This portal. And then what I see these three cosmic faces over to the side, but again, you don't see features, you know what I'm saying, of any kind, because it's all just the cosmic looking energy that's there. I see the three faces over to the side, and then it's like what I see is rows and rows of just like cosmic family, and I'm walking in the middle, and they're all like if you were to see somebody go through a parade or procession, and everyone's like, welcome home," and it was so much love, nothing but love, like so much love. It's like crippling, you know what I'm saying? And then it began to show me the power that we have when the mind is free, and how we would transform into any fucking thing we wanted. Frogs jumping from leaf to leaf as a game. The way we would turn into jaguars and leopards just so we could feel the speed as we was running down the field. And when enemies came against us, we would turn ourselves into chimeras to confuse them. Any and everything we wanted. And as it kept showing me the different forms that we changed into, I saw a baby fetus, and then a woman, And it was like the woman was being dropped from the sky and fell into the tall grass. And when she landed, she had forgotten and she was in the grass, afraid, not remembering her power. And then one of the last things I saw during this particular vision was like a caterpillar, right? And the very end of its chrysalis stage and the butterfly coming out of it. And I was like, I got my wings. This was oh, the most beautiful experience ever. I just don't have fear anymore. Because I can never forget what I saw. And like I said, like I could sit up here and explain it to you in the most poetic ways and cry my ass off, but I won't be able to relay the beauty and the feeling of of being in that cosmic celebration. And like I said, the way it felt to have cracked my shell, the way it felt to see these things. So, um, like I said, a lot of these videos that I see on YouTube that have this information, that people don't look like me. I don't know if there's like a stigma on it, but y'all, these are indigenous medicines that were terraformed by our ancestors. And I feel like, right, somewhere, because there's so much more that happened in the visions. And one of them, it was like I was seeing these cosmic entities kind of like in a circle around me, and they were greeting me. And one of them that I saw was the Buddha, right? And sitting there just chilling, and then did a deep bow. But what I would come to realize after my second hit of the changa is that that same essence, right, that is in the Buddha is in me. Like it's a connection via a frequency, not so much a separation of characters. I have been gifted the I recently began doing spoken word. Last night was my second time ever doing it. My first time I was so nervous. Last night I had no fear. I had no fear. Like anything I'm doing, I feel like I'm in line with what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like, go. What can stop you? Nothing. Not even death. So why would you be afraid? I'm telling y'all, it is the most powerful thing to have gone through these ceremonies. Powerful. It was worth it. Getting burned was worth it. The poison was worth it. The throwing up was worth it. It was so worth it. It was so worth it. Because if you are searching and it is gnawing at you on the inside, that you need to really understand who you are from a right heart perspective, I'm telling you. Amazing. Okay. Um, so there, like I said, there were so many other visions that happened, but those two were just super remarkable. Um, and if I would say do the research into the sacred medicines, and if this sounds like something that you would be willing to try, figure out how, because we need this, right? As a people, so we can understand again who we are and the power that we have. beautiful the place is that we create and can stem from, so that we can stop creating um, this lockdown end place that we've been taught to create via our minds. Okay. Thank you for dealing with my crying and that's not. But I told you, like it's so beautiful. Every time I tell this story, I will cry. Every time, because the feeling gets downloaded again. Immense pressure around my third eye. It feels like a fan or a diamond, as it's spinning. Um, it's lit. Love y'all. Bye.